In a move the president says is about fighting crime and making the nation's capital safer, Trump announced today that he is federalizing the Washington, D.C. Police Department and sending in the National Guard. Trump said that he would notify Congress about his decision, but gave no specifics on just how long he would take over this department. He needs joint approval from Congress if it lasts more than 30 days. Demonstrators are already pushing back in the streets of D.C.
When you walk down the street, you're going to see police or you're going to see FBI agents.
But data from the Metro Police Department and the Justice Department contradict the president. And the police department's own report shows that violent crime is down 26% from last year. Homicides are down 12%. Critics also point out the president did not immediately call in the National Guard when rioters attacked the Capitol January 6th of 2021 in response to his false claims that the election was stolen. Joining us to discuss is former King County Sheriff John Urquhart, also a King 5 law enforcement analyst. Thanks for being here. Just first, your reaction to federalizing the police department in D.C.
Well, it's always a bad thing when you get the feds involved in policing. That's why we have laws against it. And the reasons he's giving are just not true. As you said, the violent crime in Washington, D.C. is at a 30-year low, according to Trump's own Department of Justice. He claims that crime in Washington, D.C. is worse than Mexico City. That's just not true. And there are cities all over the country that have a higher violent crime rate, including Little Rock, Memphis, Detroit, Baltimore, Pueblo, Colorado, Stockton, California. There's all kinds of cities that are in worse shape than D.C. You know, how many cities is he going to take over? How many police departments is he going to take over before he's done?
That is the question. So before we get to that question, why do you think he's doing this then?
Oh, I think it's anybody who's been paying attention knows exactly why he's doing it. It's to distract us from the Jeffrey Epstein case. He's been doing that for weeks now. Every little thing that he does, every over-the-top issue that he comes up with is just for that, I believe. You look at his rhetoric today. He talks about scum and thugs. At best, it's a way of talking that certainly a leader shouldn't be talking, and at worst, it's borderline racist, if not outright racist.
You know, I think back to 2020, George Floyd, what was happening here in Seattle with the CHOP and all of the sort of publicity around that. And of course, today I was wondering, could he do that here? Could he federalize troops here? Could he take over our police department? Nationally, what do you think the implications could be, including for cities like Seattle?
Well, I think he could do any of those in any city that he wants to, but let's be honest here. It's going to be a blue city. It's going to be a sanctuary city if he does that. You know, he had kind of a catalyst in D.C., that 19-year-old Doge worker that got beat up by some 15-year-old girls over the weekend, a few days ago, I should say, and that gave him the reason to do this. But crime is not out of control in D.C. It's low. But one thing that leaders, police leaders and police officers don't oftentimes realize is we cannot arrest our way out of community problems, society's problems. Can't do it. You can throw all the cops you want to at those societal problems, but if you don't have drug treatment and mental health treatment, nothing's going to change. So this is not going to work.
What do you think is going to happen? What do you expect is going to happen next? And then where's the pushback from law enforcement, from lawmakers?
I don't know where the pushback is on any of the things that our president does right now. I think those federal officers are going to be in D.C. for a long time, beyond the 30 days. Really? They're still in L.A. And he said he's going to, they were supposed to be gone on August 6th. He's going to extend those another 90 days. There's about 600 or 800 there. They're not doing anything, but he put them in there and he's going to leave them there. And the same thing is going to happen in D.C., I predict, and we'll see what happens in other cities.
So should we expect this is just the beginning and it will be one city after another? What should we expect will happen next if this is allowed to continue in California and it's allowed to continue in D.C.?
Well, we could always have the Congress push back on him.
Yeah.
So other than that, who knows?
Historical references, that's not likely to happen, right?
That's not likely to happen. That's exactly right. But it's not going to really, long term, it's not going to help whatever crime problem D.C. has.
I suppose, what does it mean for local police officers in Washington, D.C.? What does it mean for their ability to continue to gain trust of the public? What does it do to that relationship with residents?
Well, let's think about what the public wants or what they don't want.
Right.
And what we've heard for years is they don't want the police militarized. Right. They said that time and time and time again. And in some cases, that they're absolutely correct. It should not be militarized. Now what have they got? They've actually got soldiers patrolling their streets doing police work. And that's not a good thing. It's never a good thing. That should not happen. Lots of other ways they can affect the crime rate in DC, but doing this is not going to help.
We're going to have you back to talk more about this as we watch over the next few weeks as to where this all goes. It's hard to say where it's going to end up, but we'll talk more about it.
Very good.
Thanks so much for being here, Sheriff Urquhart. We appreciate you.
Thank you.